So, folks, we're sharing Peter Van Kleef stories. Steve, we're at Calavera sharing Peter Van Kleef stories.
I met Peter in San Francisco at a little cafe in the corner of Bush and where? It's where Chinatown Gate is. What is that called?
I know what you're talking about. No. Yeah,
Stockton.
It's near where the Cafe de la Presse is.
And that's where I think we met him, was Cafe de la Presse. So we went in there, and there he was sitting there talking to this guy, Nadra. And Nadra was wearing this wonderful white robe, and he had a big wooden staff and no shoes, and he had figured out a way of walking that kind of let him slide along the ground. It was sort of an early Michael Jackson kind of walk.
Moonwalk.
And so Peter was fascinated with him and ran up and says, "Who are you?" And Nadra, and I've sired 600 children all across the earth and blah, blah, blah. And so after Peter was through with his interview, he sat down next to us, plopped down, and said, "What did you think of that guy?" And I said, "Well, what about you? You're as crazy as he is." And it turned out that he lived about 3 blocks from us in Jack London. He had a little studio there.
Sure do. Yeah.
And so over the years we began a friendship and stuff, and I saw him when he was opening up his place. We used to come there before it was open and leave a little tip, and he'd give us some bourbon or brandy or whatever the hell he was serving. It was just the most wonderful guy. So I'm really hoping that instead of Peter Van Kleef Street, which is they're thinking of naming that little bit.
Yeah, the end of Telegraph.
Yeah, we call it Peter Van Kleef Boulevard because that's Peter right there.
Yeah, that is
Boulevard.
Peter. What do you think, Peter? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, he had this little thing, so I met him with this. Actually, I don't know if you were there even. It was the end of the Margaret Gordon tenure as a commissioner on the court, and so it was like a little gathering there, and we all sat in
that's our guy.
In one of the booths. And so Peter came up and he introduced himself, and he told us that that Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, her slipper is actually in the bar, and that if we would like. If we patronize properly, he'll let us take a drink out of the slipper.
My story is, he was a big Stones fan, and we walk in, and he always crank up Mick Jagger and the Stones, and he danced around. Remember how Peter used to dance around and everything?
Yeah.
He danced around like, Peter was always into Oakland politics.
Yeah.
And he always had a Politico in. He was especially good friends with now Governor Jerry Brown. Peter cared about Oakland. He really did. But he was a fun guy. He talked to everybody. He was Mr. Oakland and true Oaklander in a way that I think young people who move here should know about him and adapt, because we have a society that it's kind of neurotic now. You know what I mean? Narcissistic and neurotic.
And he's not narcissistic at all.
Or neurotic. No nervous tension. We have to, maybe it's because we're getting older, but no, it's not a matter of getting older. It's a matter of fact. We have a generation that's younger that's really just neurotic here, and Oakland has never been about neurotic behavior. So, you know what I mean?
Well, let's continue this discussion because we got to go.
Uber
Hey, thanks,
in your non-neurotic Uber car.
That's right. Uber's here, headquartered in Oakland now.